Hey everyone, welcome to Can't Afford to Record, the YouTube channel where we figure out the art of audio production together. I've already made a few videos now about ART products. I like the company, I like the prices, and they definitely have a history in the audio world. And in February of this year, the folks at ART reached out and told me that it is the 30th anniversary of their TubeMP, which, as the name might suggest, is a microphone preamp with a tube. Now, I've always seen these around, but I'd never tried one, and they asked if I'd like to, and I said absolutely. So I just want to say big thanks to ART for sending across the TubeMP and for sponsoring the video. And if you want to see other videos I've made about ART stuff, like the Pro MPA 2 behind me, then feel free to click a couple of the links here. I recently bought a Fender Twin Reverb. Now this is a dream amp for me, and of course it's gloriously loud and gloriously clean. And no one is buying a Fender Twin Reverb, certainly the 65 reissue model that I have, for its overdrive sound. Because to achieve that sound, it would have to be turned up so incredibly loud. And that's okay, I knew this before buying the amp. I'm very, very happy with the clean sound I get from it. But to start achieving a little bit of that edge breakup sound, I was wondering, could I use some effects pedals that I have? And one of my favorite overdrive pedals is the Boss OD3. And I was wondering if I could use it a bit like a preamp, if I could have the drive all the way down, maybe the level all the way up, and yeah, just see if it just, I don't know, introduces a bit of crunch. And what I found is that it still colored the sound just a little too much. It still had that OD3 vibe to it, and that's not a bad thing, just not what I was looking for. I also tried it with a Tube Screamer, and it just had similar results, just not quite the right sound. And then I remembered I had this. If you have seen any of my other Pro MPA 2 videos, you'll know that I quite like to push the crunch and use the distortion in fun ways. And so I was wondering, could I use the TubeMP in a similar way? Could it be like a hard-hitting preamp fuzz box to give my Fender Twin a transparent crunch but at a sensible volume? It's a little hard to see, but the tube inside this preamp is a 12AX7, which is already a loved tube in the guitar world. So I really think it'll be interesting to see what kind of distortion we get. One thing I really love about the TubeMP right off the bat is the LED, and the LED changes color from green, yellow, orange to red, depending on how hard you are pushing it, how hard you are clipping that preamp sound. So obviously the LED doesn't change the sound at all, but it's kind of cool seeing it work. So the first setting I want to show you, I call the subtle setting, and it just gives us that, you know, just slightly broken up sound. And it doesn't color the sound, to my ears at least, and it still feels like I'm playing a Fender Twin. And for this, I actually have the gain turned all the way up, and I have the output just level matched with the volume of the amp. For more extreme overdrive or distortion, I'm going to engage the plus 20 dB gain button, which is going to give the preamp way more juice right from the start. I'm going to have the gain on about 12 o'clock, and again, I'm level matching the output with the amp's volume. So now, of course, we're starting to move slightly away from the sort of clean edge of breakup sound to more of a distortion sound. And, you know, why not explore this while we're here? So I am going to put the gain close to about 3 o'clock, and let's hear how that sounds. Look, we want to hear what it's going to sound like with the gain dimed, so let's do that. And to me at least, the distortion is kind of reminiscent of a Vox amp. So why might you want to do this? Well, for me, I think it's an extremely affordable way of getting some tube saturation and distortion on your pedal board. This is $85 Canadian. People that like using preamp pedals or booster pedals often talk about them as their always on pedal, right? They just like that sound all the time. So that is essentially their bass clean sound. And because the TubeMP doesn't have a foot switch, it effectively already is an always on pedal. But if you did want to turn it on and off, you can very easily. I was using the loop switch from ART, and this is how I was demonstrating the clean amp sound and the distorted TubeMP sound, and it was super handy to use. So it's great. It requires no power to work. It's very, very handy. These are really well built, and the fact that ART have been making them for 30 years now, I think just goes to show that they've definitely found their place in the home studio or a part of your live rig. Because you know what, let's not forget, I'm not even really using this right now, how it was kind of designed to be used. This is a microphone preamp. But I like to try fun things, and I think it worked really well as a guitar pedal preamp. My only wish is that the controls were stepped. Much like my Pro MPA 2, these have little notches when I turn them. That's kind of what I wish this had. But then again, if you find the sound you like and you're not going to be changing it all that often, it's really not a big deal. I really like finding slightly unorthodox ways of using gear. I think it's what keeps inspiration flowing. So let me know, do you own a TubeMP? Have you tried using it in a similar way, or do you use it in another interesting way? I'd love to hear from you. And if you like the video today, you're more than welcome to leave me a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel. And if you like it more than that, then you're more than welcome to subscribe right here on Can't Afford to Record. And I'll see you soon.